Coach, so we started a little good in the first half and then slowed up second half. Can you talk about that?
Yeah, I thought our defense was really, really good until maybe the after the maybe 15-minute mark. But you know, got to make some baskets. There's a reason why they have that scoreboard up there. Keeps track of points. We had a lot of good looks. Memphis is a very, very physical, talented team. I mean, obviously, that's in terms of just talent. It's the most talented team we've played this year. You know, we know SMU and Cincinnati, Connecticut, Memphis are four best teams in this league. You know, and the team we have right now, the biggest disparity is the size, the physicalness. You know, there's nobody played harder than J.C. Washington. J.C.'s 6'4½", battling 6'10" guys. He did the best he could. I'm proud of J.C. He's 6'4½". Those guys are 6'10". Devontae's 6'7", 190 pounds. You know, they struggle with that. You know, Chicken played one of his best games so far. His numbers won't show it, but he has 7 defensive boards. You know, the fact that that team, you know, we held that team to 43%. Had we not played good defense, especially over the first 25, 27 minutes of the game, that could have got ugly. But our defensive rebounding was good. You know, we have certain lineups that we play that, you know, we tend to break down with, but, you know, when I figure out how to solve that problem, I will. But for the most part, I thought we battled, hung in there. This team doesn't give up a lot of three-point shot attempts because they don't help off the drivers. You know, for instance, you saw LJ getting into the paint. Usually LJ kicks out when he drives. Well, today he had to finish. Got his shot blocked because they stay attached to our shooters. And that's where that ball's got to get on the rim, and that's where we've got to do a better job of offensive rebounding. Now, we shot 33%. It's not very good, obviously. Missed a lot of shots. But the thing I'm most disappointed in is we, of all the things tonight, not disappointed in the, always disappointed when we lose, but I'm more disappointed in the fact that of all the shots we missed tonight, we only had 3 second chance points. You know, that's unacceptable. But this team has great length, great size, and great depth inside. They've got about 4 or 5 power forwards and centers. You know, we don't have any. We don't have any power forwards. We don't have any centers, and they've got about 5 of them. And I'd like to trade them. Of course, they may not want to trade with us, but this team, the one thing that is our kryptonite is what teams like this have, and that's their length and their size inside.
What exactly do you need from Devontae, or do you think that you need to see more from Devontae? Because at one point, Memphis slammed, dunked the ball, and you like, that's all Devontae. That was all Devontae. So what do you need from him to kind of?
Just compete harder. You know, it's not. There's nothing in our game that's overcomplicated, and I never analyze it. It's a real simple game. It has been for. I was a grad assistant when I was 23 years old. And that was about 36 years ago. I said it then, I'll say it today. Just compete.
And if you can recall, at one point at the start of the second half, you had said that LJ had gotten too excited. If you can recall, what exactly do you mean by that?
I don't know what you're talking about.
You said he had gotten, well, I heard you say that, mentioned to Kelvin, Coach Kelvin, that he had gotten too excited. I was just wondering what you mean.
I don't recall saying that. Too excited? Sure I didn't say another word? Excited? I don't remember that.
Coach, how important is it to be playing your best basketball, come February, come the time where you're trying to determine postseason play?
Yeah, in a normal year, really important, but I'm not worried about that this year. I mean, it's a good question, and a lot of years that's been a big focus. But my biggest concern is, and I've said this from day one. We're not Memphis, we're not SMU, we're not Cincinnati, we're not. What am I leaving out? Connecticut, Temple. you know, we're trying to establish a foundation and culture. Like we had great practices this week. I mean, really our best practice. That's why today was a little bit disappointing that we didn't play better. Because Devontae is really good this week. Chicken was really good. LJ, Ron, J-Rod, we're all really good. You know, we're obviously we have weaknesses. They're apparent. You know, we don't have very much depth. We don't have very much size. You know, we don't have. There's a reason why we're shooting below 40%. You know, we have to overcompensate for those things with the things I want to carry forward this program. I mean, we're going to get size in here. We're going to recruit. I mean, going forward, we're going to flip this thing around. We're going to be good one day. But this year, I'm not worried about how we're playing in February. I'm not worried about anybody's tournament. I'm more worried about when this season's over and we go into next season, having developed a culture, our foundation, which is going to be how hard we play. And I may have to change the lineup 4 or 5 more times going forward. And that's more important to me right now than how we're playing in March.
Coach, I talked to some fans. We're doing like kind of a fan piece, and they believe you are the guy this program needs, that you have the intelligence, that you have the game this program needs to get back to an elite level. What does that mean that, you know, these people have the confidence they do in you?
Well, I would think that's why they hired me. So I think that starts with Mac and President Couture. But now's not the time to evaluate that or even ask him that question as far as I'm concerned. You know, this program has not won an NCAA tournament game in 30 years. That's what we're dealing with here. So we have a long way to go. Long way to go. But that's why I took this program over. You know, I wanted this challenge. You know, I'm not basing anything on what we've done in the last 4 months, 3 months. You're talking about 30 years, haven't won a tournament game. We're sitting here worrying about what we've done since November. Really? I don't care about that. What I care about is getting those kids to understand what it's going to take. I've taken teams to Final Fours, Elite Eights, Sweet 16s, won a bunch of Big 12 champions, all that stuff. But it was done with a foundation. It was done with a culture. You know, and it's also done with multiple recruiting classes. So that will come as we move forward. But for right now, today, I've got to get these kids playing harder, get them tougher, get them doing little things better. You know, and that just takes time. It doesn't work overnight. There's a thing in the San Antonio Spurs practice facility, their development center, that talks about the stone cutter hitting the wall. And then the 101st time the wall broke. And it wasn't that blow that made the wall break. It was all those that came before. And that's the process we're under right now. We're hitting that wall every day. It hasn't broke yet, but we're going to keep hitting it.
Coach, one more question.
Okay. Coach, you mentioned JC earlier. Just talk about the energy you brought in that first half. I mean,
Yeah.
You were down 11-3. He comes in
Yeah,
with 2 quick baskets.
Yeah, absolutely. I was proud of him. I didn't think Devontae was, I was getting the effort I wanted. So I was, JC, go in there and give us energy. He went in and gave us great energy. You're talking about a fresh, this kid last year was playing in high school at Diggs High School. And here he is playing against one of the biggest front lines in the American Athletic Conference. He's 6'4.5". Those guys are 6'10". Look what he did. It just shows you what you can do with effort. That's what we're going to build this program on, and that's going to be our calling card going forward. And from here to the end of the season, I'm going to play the kids that's going to play hard. And that's it. I have no obligation to anybody. Nobody. My obligation is to this program. Program comes first.
Thank you very much for your time, Coach.